All right, welcome to another episode of the WildCard. My name is Venant Waudo.
My name is Venant.
Listen, stop. My name is G-Money, but before we go any further, watch this.
Wolves versus City. Wolves to beat City 1-0. I said it. Wolves to beat City 1-0. United versus Crystal Palace. It's a Crystal Palace win at Old Trafford. You heard it from me.
Guys, when I tell you I'm here to help you, believe me, my predictions this week, nobody in their right mind would have had the gumption to bet on a Man City defeat. I gave you guys the cheat code. You didn't listen.
I think with the Palace one, you were very correct because these United players have clearly forgotten who Ten Hag is. But with the City one, I personally believed City were going for the invincible record this season. But then Wolves came up.
Well, you know, invincible is not for everyone. You know?
Yeah. Especially when you don't say it at the beginning of the season. You see, that's the difference between Arsenal and Man City. Arsenal himself, he said it beforehand.
Yeah, he said, I think that this team can go unbeaten in the next season. Speaking about that, I've got a confession to make.
Yeah.
I didn't do so well with my bets this week. So
wait, how are you getting your predictions right? But
so this is what happened, right? This is what happened, right? Even though I predicted City to lose, United to lose. Can you imagine? I still bet that they were gonna win. Like, I did it for the cameras, man. It was for the cameras, bro. And I went, so I ended up losing this. I lost 300 bob. You know, for me, I bet responsibly, so I'm 300 bob down because I didn't follow my own predictions, man. But somebody came really close to winning the mega jackpot this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got 16 out of 17 correct score predictions.
wow.
And walked away with over 11 million shillings, man.
Was it that guy who was asking me about your betting tip?
I don't know who it is, but for spending 100 bob to get over 11 million, I'm down. I'm there for it, man. But don't forget, we always say, make sure you are responsible. Me, I am Mr. 300 bob. I'm not betting more than 300 bob. Where do we start?
Wow. Okay. Let's start with a bit of local football first before we go international. So, Gor Mahia ended their KCB's form. Yeah, there was
unbeaten run.
Yeah, they beat. I think KCB beat you guys. Also AFC. Now Gor was that team that was like, nah, you're not going anywhere. So we got them to a draw, and now moving forward, Gor is starting to win. Loga Rusic, I don't know if you remember him.
Current champion.
He's back. He used to be Gor Mahia's manager. But now he's back with the Kenya Police, and they started with a bang. So Kenya Premier League right now, it's gonna be good. I
Wait. Wasn't there a game last week where the guy from Kenya Police threw the ball at the referee? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
There was the referee awarded a penalty, and the guy took the ball and threw like it's not funny.
But you understand.
But it's funny.
But you understand.
But it's not funny, but it's actually funny.
Yeah. So this weekend, as we said, there's a Mashemeji Derby. I will be there.
Kasarani Stadium, Buddha. 4 p.m. on Saturday.
4 p.m. Of course, we know when it says 4 p.m., you have to be there around 2:33 so to get the best seats and get to enjoy the weather and stuff. I look forward to seeing you guys over there. Brian, I don't know if you're going to be there.
I tell you what, I'm going to be there to watch Gor Mahia win because if FC Leopards win, it's probably going to be for the bragging rights. These guys haven't won the league since 98, so I think it's going to be,
since 98?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's going to be a Gor Mahia
So you guys are like a Liverpool light.
Yeah.
Their form hasn't been that well, but hopefully, let's see what they can do because they've lost recently back to back.
That's cool. Moving on to the English Premier League. It was for me for the weekend. I didn't like how the games were spaced out. Like I don't know why it was done that way because the majority of the games were on Saturday.
Yeah.
At
and then
the
on
same time,
Sunday
one game
only.
which
Then there's a game, of
I
course.
think it's because most of the teams are in Europe, like there's Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday, so they have to play them on Saturday.
Saturday was great. Sunday was, just this Nottingham Forest and Brentford.
Brentford game, which was even controversial to some point.
All right, before we lay into United, or before we talk about Manchester United, can we talk about VAR?
Yeah.
And the impact it's had on that Liverpool Spurs game, and also on the Premier League as a whole. Personally, Liverpool are obviously in with a chance of winning the English Premier League.
Yes.
I don't think they're defensively sound, but I feel like going forward they found their rhythm. I don't mind them losing, but not in the way in which they lost. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's Spurs as well. So I don't want to see Spurs win because I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel something for Liverpool's loss. It just wasn't fair.
Do you think they were robbed of that goal?
With
Luis
Diaz?
Diaz goal.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. 100%. He was onside. He was onside 100%. And as the PGMOL, that's the referees guys, have said, it's like the guy on VAR thought the referee had given the goal. So that's why he cleared his check quickly. He's like, oh, this guy is onside. These guys on the pitch have seen it. We move. You get me? But he didn't realize that the referee had not seen it. The linesman had not seen it properly. So it was a human error. But here's the thing. That human error could have cost Liverpool being on top of the league this weekend.
Yes.
In the same way, a human error blunted Arsenal's title chances at Brentford last year as well.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is, it's like nobody's perfect, and even referees are gonna make mistakes. But now, when you've taken the power of the mistake away from the referee and given it to a computer, when you've taken the power of the referee away and given it to a computer, right? My thing is this: that computer has to get it right.
Yes.
It's like, can you imagine you're going into an exam and your calculator goes 1 + 1 = 4. It can't make that mistake.
No.
It can't. And I really feel bad, and I think that Liverpool fans are really justified in being upset. Liverpool's statement was not like, we accept to move on. They were like, mano mano. They were they were ready to go to the streets.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was really bad. And then even the sending off. I know a lot of the pundits, the Curtis Jones sending off. A lot of people are saying that, the image that the referee was shown was going to prompt him to send the guy off.
Yeah.
But if you saw the rolling footage, you could, first of all, there was no malice.
Yes.
Yes.
There was no intent.
We
There was
agree
no
on that.
intent to hurt. There was
Yeah.
none of that. He simply went for the ball and rolled over the top. And bad tackle, but I've seen worse.
Yes.
And I've seen guys stay on with worse.
Yeah, and I think with the Curtis Jones tackle, if that is a red card, and then you also go back to Destiny Udogie, his knee landing on Cody Gakpo's ankle.
Yeah.
If the Curtis Jones one is a red card, then Udogie should have gotten red carded as well.
Yeah.
And all of this is going to fall on Howard Webb's hands. I mean, Howard Webb is now the current, director
Boss,
of the
yeah.
PGMOL, and there's been contentious decisions. When he was a referee, he was a good referee, refereed World Cup finals, but then there was also the issues about
Man
him
United
favoring Man United.
Yes.
But now it's all on him. He has to fire or hire whoever is making these mistakes when these VR decisions come on board.
And I read somewhere else that these guys who worked on the game on Saturday had worked in Saudi Arabia during the week. So they'd literally gone to these guys are moonlighting. Like if I'm doing a radio show and I say, hey, this morning the show comes from Diani because I was working in Diani last night.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, how do you go from England to Saudi Arabia, referee a game midweek, fly back
Come
to
back.
England? You're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
You're gonna be tired.
I think there's some special forces that are influencing VR.
Really?
Yeah, like people behind the scenes who are
You have me worried there. What are you gonna
but
say?
that's
Yeah.
Which doctors?
honestly, because VR was made to make football better, right?
Yeah, close to perfect.
And it has done its part, right? But now when you look at a game such as the one for the Liverpool, and then the referee, or rather the VR people, omit to put the lines over there, and then you blame it on human error. I think somebody was just tipped.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I sure that's not just
because it's not the first time we have an episode called "We Need VAR for VAR."
Right.
So this is not the first time this is happening. I think there's some influences that are influencing the humans at VAR.
Wow.
Hence, human error.
But these influencing forces, they couldn't come when Garnacho scored the winner at Arsenal. They had to wait till...
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad you brought that one up. Go and look back at that incident. You'll notice Gabriel
jumps on.
Pulls back.
Yeah.
He actually pulls back and then goes back. And then that's the reason why it was...
offside.
Yeah. So that's just brilliance on Arsenal's
But then you
part.
can see on the Arsenal
United
game, like you said, Gabriel pulled himself and all that stuff. But to the naked eye, it looked like he was onside, and VAR got it right.
Yeah.
There is no excuse, because even this Liverpool Spurs situation, to the naked eye, he was onside. Like, you could see it. You did not even need the lines. You could just see it from the stills. So I don't know, man. That VAR story to me is it spoiled that game. I was bitterly disappointed when Matip scored the own goal at the end. I felt Liverpool deserved more. I don't think Spurs deserved to win that game, because Liverpool dug deep with 2 less players, with 9 players.
Yeah.
They dug. They you know, those are the ones that make you go and have a bad week.
Yeah.
Especially for Matip, who had a cracker of a game. I think he was on it from minute 1 to the last minute. Alisson was also on it as well. Salah did try to pull that attacking threat, even though there were 2 men down. But then, man, that's life. That's football, bro.
Yeah.
Brian, do you think you need to apologize
To who?
Postecoglou?
Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah,
Bro, I
about
remember
what
in
you said.
episode 2, I said he would be the first managerial sacking of this
Do you
Spurs are still unbeaten, but...
Spurs and Arsenal are still unbeaten.
Do you know what?
But do you think now it's the best time to apologize to him?
Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, when you look at his form right now and what he's done for Spurs.
Let's be honest about on Ange-ball, as they want to call it, right? You see, we're human, right? Basically, what he's done, and something that Australians are usually quite good at, they're either very polarizing or they're very uniting. He's literally gone and put on his arm around the club and allowed people to feel like they're part of the process. Like, you know, it's like any team that loses Harry Kane, a 20-odd goal a season striker, be panicking. Look at Brentford, they lost Ivan Toney. Bro, those guys can't score anything. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those ones where he's got some football acumen. Without a doubt. Spurs are not playing like they were playing last season.
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah.
But I think more noticeable is the energy of the players. It feels like they're playing for the manager.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? The same way how Arsenal guys like they're playing for the manager.
Yeah.
And United guys are not
They cannot relate.
playing for the manager. You know what I'm trying to say? But we'll get there.
Yeah.
So I think that he's doing a great job there. I don't like to see Spurs having a good manager, but I think he's gonna be one of those guys who does things. And if you look at his history, every club he's been to, he's had a positive effect. So let's not write him off.
They only have one problem. Clean sheets.
Well, you know,
Clean sheets, even in pre-season. So that's where I think they need to fix, because you cannot be called a premium team, a top 4 team, and you can't even keep clean sheets versus the small teams.
but by the same token, they're not keeping clean sheets, but they are on goal difference ahead of Arsenal in the Premier League. It's the same points, play the same market. The stats are very similar. I think maybe Spurs, of course, scored 2 more goals. So let's look at Liverpool, for example. There are teams that have gone on to do great things in the Premier League who is just like, Sawa, you'll score, but we'll just score more than you.
And, okay, continue.
And there are also, it will cost them against teams that are stingy at the back, obviously. But it's going to make for some great games of football. Most definitely.
I like the fact that we've spoken about Liverpool because you remember that Suarez Sturridge season.
2014.
One of the reasons why they failed to win at that time was the goals conceded. As much as they were scoring a lot of goals, they also high on goals conceded.
Right.
And that's where the Kina Cities and the Kina Chelseas crept and
beat
won.
them.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see, man. But
okay.
hard done by Liverpool this weekend, no lie.
Let me just touch on Spurs a bit. I'm looking at their fixtures right now because you've mentioned they are beaten with Arsenal. So we're going to start with Spurs. Of course, they have Luton away, Fulham home, Crystal Palace away, Chelsea home, Wolves away, Aston Villa home, and then Man City away. So, minus the Man City game, do you see them losing points anytime soon?
They should win all those games, maybe apart from Aston Villa and City.
Correct, absolutely correct.
They should be able to comfortably win all those games. Aston Villa and City are their hardest games. You know, I think now's a good time to meet City. By the time Spurs meet City are going to be flying again.
Will this Spurs side challenge for the league, considering they don't have European football?
Honestly, I'm telling you, not for the league. Not for the league, but I looked at the top four this weekend. Arsenal, Spurs,
Liverpool
and City. And I thought to myself, you know what? This doesn't look too bad for the season. Honestly, like City and Arsenal, top four guaranteed. I think Liverpool will be in there. Fam, any one of 6 teams could be number 4 in the league. Newcastle, Spurs, Man United, Brighton, Aston Villa. That's 5. Yeah, any of those teams could be up in there. It's a very different. I'm loving, by the way, how the league is shaping up. Who would have thought Wolves would have beaten Man City, and not just beat Man City? Because if you watch the game, they hung on for their life. They battled for that victory. And even when City came back and equalized with a great goal by Alvarez, those guys, the Korean guy. By the way,
Pep Guardiola.
can we say that Pep is disrespectful?
Yes.
Like, you don't even know the name of the guy who's beat you.
That
Juan.
Korean
Juan.
guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, think about it, right? And like, seriously, you know, there's always been allegations of Pep
Being
with
racist.
racism.
Yeah.
Fam, think about it. If he'd said the black guy,
But see, there's been...
or if he'd said the Indian guy, or the Pakistani guy,
That dark guy.
or the dark, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because Koreans and Japanese and are more polite and stuff.
Yes.
But if he just said the black guy,
That would be
or
something else.
the Nigerian, bro, that was. I have a theory, by the way, about Pep. And people were talking about this prediction that I made, and I said it was for the camera, but I've realized with Pep, when things are not going right, he gets so messy in press conferences. There's the Pep that's smart and funny, and there's a Pep that's a bit darker. He's going for a dark phase. All is not well at City. Not in a bad way. It's just like, they're not falling, they're not just in revolt, but it doesn't feel like everything is. And he goes through these dips in the season. You know, they've won all their games, but they haven't played particularly well.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Also, the fact that we are not even seeing the best of Haaland this season. Alvarez is outplaying him as far as goals and assists and
game involvement.
Yeah, is concerned. And I've seen this movie before while he was still at BVB, because just like the way he did at City, there was a season between where him and Sancho, they were both great when it comes to goals and assists and just beautiful football. And then the following season, overpowered by Bayern, both at home and away, and even when you look at those fixtures. So I've seen this movie before. Haaland, people have already discovered him. Pep is trying to get the best out of him, but probably
Without De Bruyne,
it's not,
can't get the goals.
it's not happening.
And also, you know, let's go back. Let's go back. Even I know I always bring up an Arsenal reference. I remember the first season when Andre Arshavin joined Arsenal.
Yeah.
He had a really good season. The first season just popped up everywhere. I mean, goals here, assists, everything. Second season, when guys learned how to play against him, nothing. And I think that honestly, like, Haaland is a predator, a natural goal scorer, without a doubt. But with his supply lines not as active as they were with him and De Bruyne have understanding. Odegaard and Saka, they have an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, so guys talk about resting Saka, but if you put Emile Smith Rowe on the right, you put even Reece can play on that side as well. It's not going to be the same as like Saka and Odegaard just know where each other are going to be. They don't even have to look, by the way. You know what I mean? And that's why I think also if you think about Jesus playing on the left for Arsenal, it's like Zini and Martinelli have this thing. You know, it's hard. So I don't know how it's going to be for Man City, but I hope it's bad.
But I have to disagree with you regarding this Saka issue. I think it's time, of course, minus the City fixture, which is coming up this weekend. But I thought Saka would have been benched against Bournemouth.
Okay.
Yeah. And we don't have to wait till the 70th minute or 80th minute to remove Saka in a game where you're already 3 up before the 4th goal. So Arteta needs to protect Saka, honestly.
And I think I agree with you. Because, you know, he's at like age, Saka's at the age in football where he just wants to play. 100%. He's going to say to the gaffer, by the way, that knock I had is gone. I feel like I can play. So in some extent, he has to be protected from himself because he limped off against Bournemouth. You know what I mean?
Bournemouth, the previous game.
Yeah. If he's match fit, we can't drop him against City.
He's played every game last season.
You hear what I'm saying? He's Nigerian, bro. He's got strength.
Strength of the Black Panther.
Come on, my friend.
He has God on his side.
I'm just saying he has God on his side. I'm just saying, like, I agree with you 110%. But please, we need him. You see, after City, he can even have a month off, banner. After City.
Wait,
but you want him? All right, you want to rest Saka this weekend?
No, I say we have Champions League, so I can rest him in that game. He's away to Lens. But now versus City, of course, hopefully is ready by then. The Brentford game that we played last week and we kept a clean sheet, that one would have rested him. Bournemouth, as far as the second or the third goal is concerned, remove him, put some. That's what I was saying last episode. We need to come up with a formula of playing everybody in the team. That's the challenge that we had last season, where we are playing we're playing the same 11 in every game to the point where if one is out, injured, it messes up the whole system. We need to create a system where even if Reece Nelson is there, goals are still realized. We're still winning. So if you can bench him versus Bournemouth, by all means do so. Or if we beat City 2-0 by the 70th minute,
in what world?
Wait. Even if we're leading 2-0, that guy has to stay on. He must stay on until the end.
Players are targeting him.
It's fine.
It's the second game he's limping off, Come on.
Fam, you're too nice. Let him play. He plays until the end against Man
Play
City.
until he breaks.
Now, obviously, Arsenal winning very, very well, 4-0 against Bournemouth. I don't want to dwell too much on Arsenal. Also, of course, we need to talk about Manchester United. Before we get to Manchester United, I want to just remind you, all courtesy of Sport Pesa right now, the mega jackpot is over 325 million shillings. 325 million shillings. So you know the process. I'm not going to take you through the whole what you need to do, this pay bill, blah, blah, blah. It's all on the screen anyway, but I'm just saying 325 million for 100 bob sounds like a good deal to me.
Yes.
It definitely is worth thinking about. Now, Manchester United.
Is it time?
Manchester United.
Where do we start,
Actually,
Roy Keane.
No. Stop. Before we even get to Roy Keane and Manchester United, right? I think where's Brian's camera? This one there. It's time for Brian's rant. The floor is yours.
Roy Keane said Leopards don't change the sports.
Okay.
And it's coming to fruition. They threw Mourinho under the bus. They threw Ole under the bus. They're gonna go ahead and throw Ten Hag under the bus. Over the weekend, after we lost to Crystal Palace, I tweeted out saying I don't want Erik ten Hag as my manager anymore. And it got a lot of crazy reactions.
Yes.
And here's my reason. I'm not saying Erik ten Hag is the ultimate problem at United. There's, of course, the players, the Glazers and whatnot. There's a video of Old Trafford leaking in the East Stand. We've seen it's gone viral. But then Erik ten Hag as a manager, he has responsibilities. And he's getting majority of them wrong.
Okay.
After we beat Palace in the Carabao Cup opener, current Carabao Cup champions.
Yes.
That's what we're bragging with now. That's how far we've fallen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I must say the prize money for the Carabao Cup is £100,000. That's, fam, you can't even buy a house with that. But go on, moving swiftly on.
After we beat Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup 3-0,
yes,
that team was so fluid. That was the only game we've played well ever since the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle last season.
Wow.
You know it, I know it, G knows it. We've not been playing good football for a while. This season, that's the only game we've played well. And you obviously knew, any United fan knew, coming into this Palace game over the weekend, once Rashford and Bruno are back in the team, you just knew the disasters that were going to take place. It was not a surprise to me that Palace beat us 1-0. It was not a surprise. It was not a surprise. This team is disjointed. They look uncoached. Rashford probably, hiyo kitu yake ya kuweka akili kwa nini, he's probably better off reviving the mindless behavior band that used to, light up girls when I was in primary school. But he's not good enough anymore. Benching him won't work. Benching him won't work at all. At all.
You don't think you don't think Garnacho can come into that position and play well?
That's what
Garnacho now Rashford is benched.
Sawa. Even if Rashford is benched and comes into the team, it still won't work. Because you tell me, does Rashford get past his man at any point in time when he's dribbling? Does he do so? Exactly.
It must be so hard to be a United fan. Must be so hard. Anyway, as I was saying, I hear what you're saying. Let me tell you what I think about Man United, right? I think that the kids who beat almost the same City side, Palace side during the week, right? A time's going to have to come when Ten Hag stamps his image on and authority on Manchester United. If I was him, I would have looked at the game during the week and said, okay, these are my soldiers. X, Y, Z, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many of them, right? I would have then looked at the first team and said, these are my soldiers. And I would have been brave enough to create a hybrid of the two. You beat these guys on Wednesday. Convincingly.
At home.
At home with your kids.
Yes.
Are you telling me, did you prioritize the Carabao Cup over the Premier League? Like, it makes no sense for me. And when you think about it, right? At some point, I think was it Louis van Gaal?
Yeah.
Who gave Rashford his opportunity?
Debut. Yeah.
Was it Louis van Gaal, right?
Yeah.
At some point, Unai Emery gave ESR and gave Saka, their promotion to the first team.
Yeah.
At some point, Erik ten Hag needs to put some of those big names on the bench. Because is it better to lose with big names or little names? Losing is not an option, obviously. But I'm trying to say, fam, if I'm putting on these kids and these kids are scrapping,
fighting for
this badge, and then on the Saturday after, I put on the big boys, and Roy Hodgson, I saw Rants and Bants ranting. Big up Rants though. Rants is one of my favorite guys. Big up Rants. Roy Hodgson, he said, who they took out the freezer. He's so old. They said Roy Hodgson, even when the match was finished, he had to be home by 7 p.m. drinking milk and eating cookies.
Wow.
That's a United fan. Rants who said that. And I couldn't agree more. I have a lot of respect for Roy Hodgson. But surely a big Manchester United whose kids, let me give you an analogy. Can you imagine you have your son and this neighbor disrespects you and your son goes over there and handles it. then this neighbor comes and disrespects you 4 days later in your house and beats you in your house.
That's
It
embarrassing.
makes no sense. So, Ten Hag, I'm saying it. I don't want to upset anyone. Eric Ten Hag is a fraud.
Come on, G. Nah, come on.
I said I don't.
I'm gonna tell you.
Do you think we can get top 6 with the way we are playing? Top
Brayo,
6.
the problem is not Ten Hag. The problem is the players.
Who's in charge of the
The
players?
players. Of course, it's Ten Hag, but these are not his players.
If it's the players, then why don't you play the players that won 3-0 in the Carabao Cup game?
You can't bench your stars.
That's exactly what G is
That
saying.
was his opportunity to say listen, there's a guy called Aaron Ramsdale who Arsenal fans love. By the way, guys love Aaron Ramsdale.
So much.
Right.
Yeah.
He's on the bench, bro.
Straight up.
That's what managers do. Managers do that. They put guys on the bench if it's for the best of the team. Are you telling me, like Fernandes, Rashford, all of these guys on Saturday specifically, where were they? If this is the wild card, this is you lot's show. Imagine I come on this show and I'm just like, would you call me back next week?
No.
Managers manage. Eric
Okay.
Ten Hag is a fraud.
It's how Rashford eats bench.
I said it, he's a fraud.
How do you call him a fraud when he's been successful?
Successful?
Wait, G. You see, this is why I'm saying the problem is with the players. Of course, as a manager, if your players, I agree with you, if your players aren't performing very well, you put these the youngings and they
Stamp
come and they do
authority.
the thing. We've done this thing with Arsenal, by the way. There was a
It's
time
worked.
where the youngings were the ones who were playing better than the senior team. Yeah.
And what happened?
And yeah,
Emery?
some players like Lacazette and what were sold.
Boom.
Yeah. So, one, let's start with the manager. Of course, he's the manager, he's the head of the family, he's the one who makes these changes and stuff. I think he did not. I think he knew he's gonna win this game, and he was gonna do a double against Palace, and he had faith in the senior team. But clearly, Rashford is on another situation.
Again, I ask you,
Yeah.
if you get into an Uber and you say that you want to go to CBD,
Yeah.
and this Uber takes you to Westlands,
Yeah.
and you know the route to CBD, and you sat in the Uber and made him take the expressway to Westlands, out of where you're supposed to be, again, I say to you, whose responsibility is that? Me, I'm in the Uber saying, boss, Buddha, hey, I'm not paying. I'm going there. I want to go to town. The fact of the matter is, there has to be, he's a manager. There's a level of management responsibility. It's like in any workplace. And the one thing I learned on my very first job in advertising, the manager called me into the office. You know what he said to me? He said to me, yo, Conrad, in this office, if we make a mistake, don't cover it up. Come to us, we'll fix it. And then after we've fixed it, I'll give you a right bollocking. But we're going to fix it. He's a manager. So he taught me that if anything goes wrong, we're going to manage the situation. And then when it's finished, he'll say to me, this is what you should have done. Let those stars eat the bench. Let them watch Hannibal. Let them watch
Pelistri.
Garnacho.
Dan
Let them
Gore.
watch Pelistri.
Pelistri,
Let
yeah.
them run up and down. Let me die on my sword. Let those kids run up and down. In 1998, when the famous pundit Alan Hansen, who used to play for Liverpool, said, you'll never win anything with kids. What did Fergie do with kids?
Class of 92.
One, the treble. You have to be strong to be management. I rest my case. We get to talk about Man United again next week because I'm sure they're going to fail again. Yo, quick take up. Of course, the derby this weekend, AFC.
Yeah.
And Gor Mahia,
Yes.
Kasarani.
Yes.
Of course, Gor Mahia powered by Sport Pesa. And it's good to see the investment growing once again in 254 football. So we big up Sport Pesa for that. Right, before we go into trivia, quick FPL update. How are we doing for FPL?
okay, let's start with you first.
I'm last in all of the leagues I'm performing in.
Wait, what?
Nimeona two red arrows, bro. Like, red arrows, I have like 28 points.
Wow.
I have zero FPL knowledge. Venant, rescue me. I have zero FPL. I have 28 points, but... And I captain Haaland. I sold... Did Isak score over the weekend?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you see, I sold Isak. I sold Watkins as well. And then he comes on and bags a hat-trick.
Hat-trick and assists. Yeah. I think he has the most... He's the one who has the most points in a single game with this
exactly.
season.
Me, I'm suffering in terms of FPL. But.
As you can see, it's all green arrows except the Good Company League. I don't know why. I think there's some special forces for Huko.
You and your special,
You and your
special courses. For me, I'm all green arrows as well, apart from the Good Company League. We must have some serious guys in the Good Company League because I'm down to 853. But in all my other groups, I am moving up slowly, not not where I want to be, but you know, we're trying.
We have a new number one. You remember last time it was Balotelli. Now we have Kelvin Jora.
Who's number one in the
number one.
Good Company League?
361 points.
Hey.
What was Shafka 300?
And 61 points.
What are these people they're just coming for our money? I know them, they're just coming for our money, but keep it going. End of the season, if you are, of course, our winner, you win 50,000 shillings. Now, guys, it's time for trivia. And I feel like last week, you guys just went on the fact that my spelling is not the best. So it is time this week for our trivia. Venant.
Yeah.
What is the challenge this week?
It's based on this season and how much you know about this season.
So it's fair to everyone.
Yes.
So how does it work? Like, do you ask each a question, or is
And
it
then you write the answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Sour. Okay, so you can play along at home as well when you hear his crazy questions. Question number 1, Venant.
Who has the most assists in the Premier League?
Jesus Christ, man. Come on.
The most assists in the Premier League right now?
Yeah.
So far this season?
Yeah, you're right. You don't say it. You're right.
Any clues? Man. Jesus Christ. You know what? Let me take that risk on him.
Let me guess as well.
Let's go with the Japanese flag.
Okay.
Who goes first?
Bran. What about you, G?
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So both of you guys are wrong.
What do you mean?
Both of you guys.
Unataka kutuambia ni De Bruyne. De Bruyne is injured, bro.
Okay. You remember when you were doing our predictions? I talked about the Wolves and the City game.
Yes.
And I said it's going to end 3-1. But I said Pedro Neto, he has been on form. And I expect him to do something versus Man City.
So he has the most?
Assists.
Sour.
4.
Stop hitting the table.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
Just
sorry.
because you're answering the question.
So-
So that's 0-0-0.
Yeah, Pedro
Okay.
Neto, Maddison, Salah, Kieran Trippier.
Okay.
Bro, we
All of
weren't
them.
even close. What?
Cool.
Next one. Who has the most saves?
This has to be a... I think Spurs. I think Alisson or Vicario.
Why are you speaking loudly?
I'm trying to throw you off.
The most saves.
Yeah.
The most saves.
Nah. You know what?
Don't say Ramsdale. G.
Don't say Onana. He's a CDM. Oh, man.
I don't know how to spell his name. Obviously.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
You know what? I've taken the risk on Spurs because they've conceded many goals.
Okay, start with G first.
I think, though...
why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at me?
You still can't spell.
Okay.
I've gone Vicario. I think it's Vicario. I'm not too sure. Vicario or Alisson.
It's Wes Foderingham,
Who's that?
keeper for Sheffield
Not in the
United.
championship. What?
You know what? Next week I'm asking the questions. Next.
Wow. Okay. Team with the most clean sheets.
Oh, that's easy.
Team with the most
Oh,
clean
I know this one. I didn't even have
I'm
to
so
look.
sure. I'm so sure.
I'm 100% sure because they've not conceded away from
Okay.
home.
Sir.
This is my guys.
Okay. Sure they. Okay. What about you, Brad?
I think she's copied my spelling though. Or is that?
So both of you guys are correct.
Yes.
On this one.
Yeah.
Boom. Teams with the most shots on target. Team with the most
The team with the most shots on target. You know what?
Let me take that risk again.
You go first.
Sure they.
Let me see.
Hold
I
it
think
there.
it's Brighton Spurs.
Okay.
Impossible.
We have a winner.
Who?
Talk to me, bro. Give me the good news.
Brad.
Yeah!
I don't like this.
It's Spurs.
Spurs are playing fluid football.
Spurs, then Man City, then Brighton, then Liverpool. Arsenal is number 8. In the
I don't like this. I think this part of the wild card is just to make me look bad. Anyway, my name is G-Money.
I'm Venant Waudo.
My name is Venant.
This has been the wild card powered by Sport Pesa. Don't forget, man, 325 million up for grabs in this week's mega jackpot. Make sure that you sort yourself out, man. You know the deal. Jump over to Sport Pesa, get yourself sorted out.